Greetings, welcome to Tribal Jazzman Scholar. One of the things that science has demonstrated to be fairly consistently true is that energies can't be created or destroyed. They can only be transformed, transmuted, altered, but that the integrity of an energy is going to express itself with the same equivalent amount of intensity, even if it's transfigured in some way. But you can't create or destroy energy. And it's a pretty simplistic rule that applies throughout the physical sciences and biological sciences. And I like to apply that to some of the experiences that I have as well as a sentient anthropomorphic form, a human. I talk to my students about this, and I wanted to share the thought that when we commit to something with a certain level of discipline, commit to the project of, say, learning a musical instrument or becoming a better writer or mastering a soccer kick, we have to put ourselves into a routine of diligent practice. And very often that involves pushing through frustration, tolerating discomfort, becoming annoyed with ourselves and yet persisting. A lot of these qualities, frustration, persistence, diligence, hard work, continued focus, they're unsettling. They're not easy emotions and physical mental experiences, and they demand of us a certain internal rigor. And I like to think of that as the kind of the hard work of putting money in the bank, which at some point will allow for a payoff. The example that I use frequently with my students is the amount of discipline that was involved for me to learn to be a jazz pianist, an improviser on those 88 keys. I had to learn scales and chords, and then I had to do a lot of very meticulous, slow practicing with a metronome to have a sense of consistent pulse, and to do slow scales to develop my touch. Anyway, I spent hours, somewhat excruciating, diligent focus, and yet the payoff is now that I sit down and I can surrender to the instrument, and music can basically come through me in unpredictable, exciting, unusual ways that not only sound good to others but feel amazing to me. So this again is a place in which energies are balanced. So I talk to my students, energies balanced in the sense of the discipline and hard work and all of that, which was sort of an expense on my part, then has a payoff, a reward of this ability to give music and to be part of music on a deep level. I talk to my students about writing, something else that I have invested time and energy in, and which now the payoff is that I'm not only able to express myself in written form, but I also rarely search for words in spoken expression. I find that I'm able to let my thoughts come out, not inhibited by limitations of vocabulary or problems of syntax or distractions of redundancy in use. So I'm able to maintain an attention in one whom I'm speaking with because of the discipline that I've applied to the act of developing my language art skills, my writing. And so when I talk to my students about any task they undertake, I describe to them the value of pushing yourself even to discomfort, and to know that the amount of discomfort you feel, that you allow yourself to feel through the dedication and focus, is going to be commensurate with the reward and the payoff. So, as in the physical sciences, in these more metaphysical sciences of mind and being, we see a balance of energies. And it's one of the models I find helpful as I teach young people to begin to explore what are the skill sets they need to both express and discover their true innate gift, what they have come here in order to give to the world, what gift the ancestors have bequeathed to them at the moment of their arrival that is destined to be part of their self-expression if they allow it, believe in it, and develop it through discipline and hard work. And with that, Tribal Jazzman Scholar will sign off. Thanks for joining me.